everyone, hope you're all doing well. So there's something that's been on my mind recently and I wanted to walk through it in this video. This isn't something that any company is doing wrong or anything like that, but it's something that may hold complications for the future as things progress. And so in this video, we'll kind of get into why that's the case, as well as some of the potential solutions that may be out there. As many of you may know, advertising is generally what keeps Google and YouTube afloat, as well as many other companies. A fair portion of revenue they bring in is from companies and brands paying YouTube to host videos promoting what they sell or what they offer before, during, and after the content on their platform. There are also other types of ads such as banners and whatnot. There's really a multitude of ways that somebody can, promote their content on platforms such as YouTube. While this is something that is essential for YouTube as a company, it also benefits individuals on the platform as well, as at a certain point they will have the opportunity to get a portion of that revenue as it's brought in from these advertisers. I think that the percentage is generally like 45% or so, and it ends up being like a cent per view, but a large catalog of content as well as well-performing videos can really add up over time and provide a really sustainable income. A ton of people have been able to make this their full-time job out of just this revenue, even expanding into full-size companies and organizations. And of course, they bring their own kind of monetization along, such as merch and stuff like that, but generally they get their start with YouTube ad revenue. So YouTube, through this program, has really created a new type of occupation. So much so that people are growing up today and they don't dream of just being a firefighter or an astronaut or a doctor, but instead dream of becoming a YouTuber. And it's amazing to think about how one simple video hosting site has made such a massive difference in public understanding and interest. And this has really become the new model for today. If any application or program is looking to take off and become stable, they not only have to find a way to monetize their platform, but also allow space for people on that platform to make money. TikTok does this by allowing certain accounts to live stream, and then the viewers are able to donate directly to their favorite accounts. There's other apps that have different models that kind of accomplish the same goal. But this new model is concerning sometimes for a few reasons. Firstly, each of these individual companies is not required to treat all speech the same. They aren't bound by the First Amendment, and everything put on their platform is basically only there as long as they want it to be. And in one fell swoop, one singular change of their terms of service could leave a large portion of their creators without any income left. Now, smaller platforms are probably required to listen to their content creators, as without that, there's a fair chance that, they will go under because there's just no content on their platform. But as those companies get larger, the less that they have to actually respect the individual opinions of the people that use their platform, and sometimes that really impacts the way that that platform works. Secondly, YouTube and other companies that require advertisers to host products and brand promotions to stay in business have to make sure that they're appeasing those companies. And if that means adding rules to their platform so that the vast majority of their content ends up being brand friendly, then they have to do that to continue to exist and to be monetizable. And while they still host content that doesn't make them money, that content may not be what they want to feature as much just because they aren't getting anything back from it. But as you know, a lot of companies out there have too much being uploaded to their platform daily for it all to be manually approved. So YouTube is one of the best examples of how an algorithm has been applied to fix this problem. And their algorithm is really pretty decent. It can detect what people are saying, how they are saying it, what they're showing on screen, and decide if what they're doing is actually advertiser friendly. But it doesn't do this perfectly, so for many, they have to completely avoid anything that would be considered controversial, unfriendly, or anything like that, vulgar, crude, sensitive. Because if so, they may lose monetization on their videos. Now, of course, they can manually submit it to get it reviewed, but generally speaking, a lot of the original views come from that first, hour, 2 hours, or day that it's uploaded. And if it takes some time to get those videos remonetized, they may lose a massive part of that income. Now, again, they aren't required to, make their videos brand friendly, but in some ways they feel forced to do it because of how it will cost them if they don't. For the people trying to make YouTube AdSense part or all of their income, from making online content, if they don't abide by the rules of these sites, their videos won't be able to be monetized and they'll lose the paycheck that they actually depend on. And beyond this, YouTube has a system that will keep track of channels that are consistently brand friendly. And by making videos that cover controversial, vulgar, or sensitive topics, a creator might negatively be impacted and their entire future of their channel may be impacted as well, just based off of that scale of, this channel is consistently friendly or not. I started seeing this because of a LINUS Tech Tips live stream. And they mentioned multiple times throughout this live stream that they couldn't actually name any of the current health issues in the world that were going on or any of those kinds of things. And beyond that, they couldn't talk about, weapons or tragedies, knowing that their entire video would get demonetized or completely blocked. Beyond this, they made a video specifically talking about how this, current world crisis would actually impact the tech industry. And during this entire video, they had to tiptoe around and use alternate words just so the video would be marked as advertiser friendly. Now, there are plenty of videos out there that already talk about the problems of this current advertiser model, but I do want to approach this from a different perspective that some people may have not thought about yet. What happens 30 years from now when people are trying to look back at history and learn what happened in the past? Even though YouTube isn't trying to become a repository for education or history, many people first search on YouTube to find information before going anywhere else. And say they go, onto YouTube 30 years from now and see a LINUS video. How are they going to be able to know what actually is going on if it's never mentioned? Right now it's public knowledge, but what happens when it's not? As much as being advertiser friendly has changed so many people's lives, it also has a chance to be something that unintentionally impacts future generations. Again, how are people gonna know what's happening right now that's crude, sensitive, vulgar, but necessary to talk about when it's not recorded online? Sometime in the future, people maybe get too far away from certain events to not be able to figure out what actually happened. And the experts that are on YouTube and other platforms may end up censoring themselves so far in the future that nobody will actually know what they're talking about. When things fall out of common knowledge, it may just fall out of knowledge entirely, forever. People can no longer talk about pew-pew devices, things that cause people to pass away, tragic world events, or anything related to that. And so perhaps in the future, there just won't be enough information to piece what actually happened back together. Obviously, this isn't an issue right now, and it may not become an issue, in the future, but it's definitely more than a hypothetical problem. Videos have already been removed from the internet and public record for being too traumatic or intense, and there's a large chance that stuff like this will continue to happen. I just made a video about how history is sometimes intentionally rewritten, but we may be coming up on a time to where history, or more correctly, public record, is rewritten because it isn't brand friendly or something that any popular platform is interested in hosting. And how are we supposed to really truly understand what's going on in the world and happening around us if it's not anywhere for us to find online in a consumable format? Now, there still is hope for some of these situations, so here are a few things that can be done to comply with censorship right now. Just as I try to link sources in the video that I use and link them in the description, most people should still be able to link articles that talk about these unfriendly topics down in their descriptions. And this is a great way to keep whatever taboo topic is out there still in the public record without losing monetization or getting blocked. Another possible solution is to find a website that's okay with hosting more controversial content and linking to it as a way for further exploration for the viewer. And in more drastic cases, a document hosted on Dropbox, Box.com, or OneDrive could also do the trick. People could, click into your video, see you explaining it in a very basic, brand-friendly way, and then click into your link to see a more in-depth breakdown that goes a little bit more into, the vulgar or sensitive topics out there. But for you, outside of all this, as you continue to consume content online and learn what's going on in the world, perhaps think about taking some time to save the articles that stand out to you, or make a note about where to find them again. There's a chance that in the future, these events may not be easy to remember or find information about. And in that case, having a catalog of reminders may help you be more informed when talking through those things again. Scholarly articles are a little bit more immune to some censorship, especially from brands. And those are great because you can download those as PDFs, but you can also do that on websites, and you can save videos that are on YouTube to a personal folder. So again, in the future, everything may be okay, but there is a chance that we might censor ourselves just based off of what is brand friendly. And especially when you're trying to understand certain topics or certain, things that are happening on the world, it may be good to have a personal folder of research that you've compiled, maybe on a hard drive or a flash drive or something like that, is a compilation of articles and scholarly articles and websites and videos that you found on YouTube and stuff like that, so that, in case that happens in the future, you have a way to look back through your own history and see what happened. Hopefully this is giving you a new perspective on brand censorship and the state of online content platforms. And if it has, feel free to leave a comment or subscribe for more like this. I always try to offer a new perspective on every topic that I cover, and so far I've been really enjoying having these conversations, so hopefully we can keep that up. But with that being said, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.